Welcome to another episode of ThreadTalk Podcast, coming to you live in our dance studio from Toronto, Canada, just outside of CN Tower. My name is Denver, and I am joined here with
Teresa.
And we are psyched and ready to go for this episode. We are also joined by our cat, Jack.
Jack, we'll see how long he stays here.
Yeah, well, I'll give him 5 minutes.
Luna's around.
She's by our feet, just outside. You might hear me meow.
Yep.
This is going to be episode 26. I can't believe we have gotten this far. So far. So far.
It's been super exciting. What's today's theme?
Hurt people. Hurt people.
Oh, there's Jack.
Jack is leaving.
He looks so precious.
Day.
Denver had a lot of difficulty with this this topic.
Some of mine might not fit perfectly. We'll see how it goes. This is a theme that Teresa has been wanting to do for like a month or two.
Yeah.
She's been building, and I've had like I can't find any to put into this category.
Well, I say you had trouble because you kept saying, babe, what is this theme about again? Like, what does hurt people mean? Like, and I have to explain to him, like, someone got hurt by somebody, and then in result that makes them want to hurt somebody else or that same person in return. So that's what this theme is about.
Yeah, I don't know why I was having difficulty. I don't know what I was thinking in my head. I thought it was like somebody got hurt by somebody else and now they're hurting someone else.
It could be the case.
So that was difficult, but it was just that they're hurting back at the person who hurt them made more sense. So that it made it a little bit easier. And now I have too many stories.
Now he has more than me. I've had these stories lined up for, like about a month.
Well, I'm going to have to filter through and find the best, the creme de la creme, the cream of the crop for us.
Sounds good. All right, who's going to start us off?
Since it was your theme, you can give us our first story.
All right, sounds good.
Let's get into it.
This one comes from True Off My Chest. My brother-in-law is the reason why my husband left me. I don't know what to do now. I, female 38, met my brother-in-law, male 38, at uni. He asked me out in my first year and I refused. He called me the C word and that I am shallow. My best friend told me that it was a harmless comment from a drunken guy who got rejected. I never thought myself as shallow. It was his demeanor and awkwardness that was off-putting to me. Anyway, he proved my friend right, and other than these comments, I have never felt uncomfortable during my uni years because he never bothered me again. Not even looked my way. Next time I met him was when my baby sister, female 28, introduced him as her boyfriend. I didn't even recognize him at first because it was like 9 to 10 years since the day he talked to me. He was visibly annoyed that I didn't recognize him and called me a liar. The family was skeptical at first about him, but he seemed to treat my sister right and she seemed happy. Brackets, he is very rich, taking her all over the world, and he seemed kind too. They got married after a year of dating. They have 3 children. I met my now ex, male 40, 5 years ago, and the only odd comment from my brother-in-law was that I was still as shallow and superficial as I was in uni. At the time, I took it as a joke, but in hindsight, when I found out the truth and started thinking back, looking for red flags, this was probably a big one. He never showed any signs that he disliked my husband, and he was always decent enough, and his indifference to have a close friendship with my husband, and it didn't seem odd because he was always a recluse. A year ago, my husband came home and accused me of cheating, and he had evidence. The guy contacted me, and he had my nudes, etc., of me on his phone. The guy told my husband that he didn't know at first that I was married, but as soon as he found out, he contacted my now ex. He even apologized to my husband. I have never met this guy in my life. Nothing I said or did made my husband believe me. He left me and our divorce is pending. Then yesterday, that guy contacted me. He apologized for what he did and told me that he is friends with my brother-in-law. He sends me endless conversations my brother-in-law had about me for years. He has never forgotten that I, in his words, didn't even give him a chance and only judged him by his looks. He called me the C word in that chat. Both group chats with his friends, but mostly with this guy. They planned this attack, and my brother-in-law somehow got access to my photos. The reason this guy contacted me now is that he felt guilty because even when my marriage is over, my brother-in-law still is very angry and hateful, especially when he heard that I was on a date last weekend. So the friend felt that he didn't help his friend, but ruined innocent people's lives. Not sure what to do. My brother-in-law has actually been happier and more sociable than usual since my divorce. And now I know why, although first I thought he felt sorry and wanted to support me. His jokes about me ending up an old maid with cats as companions don't sound like jokes anymore. He meant them. I don't want to ruin my sister's life. She's very happy with her husband. I'm not sure if I should tell my ex or not. I am very heartbroken that he didn't believe me. Love him very much. He is the love of my life, but I'm not sure if I can forgive him for not believing me. But he is a victim in this too, so maybe he needs to know for closure. I am so terribly sad and hurt. I'm sorry, this post got very long.
Oh my God, this is the wildest thing I've ever heard. Brother-in-law is a psychopath. Absolutely, she needs to tell everyone. Like, you need to tell your ex because he is a victim too. Absolutely. He's still like, I mean, honestly, like that's a very tough one. Like, it's hard to believe someone when somebody's like, I've got the nudes and there's proof. So it's like, I don't blame him for not believing.
Yeah.
But I don't blame her for not being able to trust him again because he didn't believe her. They're both in the right. They've both done a huge injustice to them because brother-in-law is a psychopath. Absolutely, you need to tell your sister because she's literally married to a psychopath who targets, 100%. Like, does that on purpose, like orchestrates that whole thing to destroy someone's life. Like, that's not even a prank. That's just, you are literally destroying their life. Absolutely, your sister needs to be aware of that because, like, she shouldn't be with him. That's scary. Like, what will he do to her?
Yeah. Yeah, this is years in the making. Well, I mean, I guess not in the making.
Well, it was
but like,
9 to 10 years later. He still had a grudge. That's messed up.
Yeah, they're almost 40 and they met at university. So like 20 years almost.
Right. That's so messed up. This dude has something wrong with him. Yeah. Like, it was 10 years.
Ego issue.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It was 10 years when his sister started to marry him, like started dating. It was 10 years after university. Now they've been together for 10 years. And then he still does this. Like, that's so messed up.
Yeah. This one was wild.
If I was the husband, like, I would be so upset.
So upset.
I would, like, that's leading to, like, I could see someone going to physical violence for that. Yeah. Like, that's like, I want to hit you with my car or something. I don't know. Like, that would be so angry. Like, if someone did that to us and then I find out like a year or two later that someone manipulated my life like that,
just
I would have so much rage.
Because she rejected you.
Yeah.
Like, this is all because like years ago in university, she rejected you and then she didn't remember who you were. Like 10 years later.
That's
Come
so
on,
pathetic.
Buddy. Like, yeah, this just goes to show like,
you never truly know someone.
That too, but like, we've had grudges in these stories in past episodes, but like,
this is like an all-time grudge.
Insane. Like, it's such a small thing.
People can be psychotic.
Yeah. And it makes me think like how he treats his wife, like his kids. Right. They have 3 kids.
That's like, this dude is literally a psychopath. Like, what if
I think so too.
What if her sister does like slights him and like she disrespects him one day or something? Yeah. What would this guy do?
Yeah. This is nothing warrants this behavior, but especially the circumstances that they're in, like all for a rejection.
Can you charge him? Can you sue him? What legal ramifications do you have on this?
Probably.
I would try to charge him.
Yeah, honestly.
I feel like there's got to be something. You can't just destroy someone's life like that and not have consequences.
Yeah, yeah.
What's the top comment?
Top comment. It wouldn't shock me if this guy found your sister and is dating her just to remain close to you. Feels too coincidental that he somehow popped back into your life and then got mad at you that you didn't remember him. OP replies, I feel so too. It makes it even worse.
Yeah, that's so true.
Oh my God, I didn't even think of that.
That's what I kind of thought. I thought of that right away when it was. I thought of that right away when he said like he was dating my sister. I'm like, what? But then she was like, it was 10 years later. So then I was like, okay, maybe that is just a coincidence.
There's an update I didn't see. There's a whole new post.
Oh my God, yes.
I didn't read this. Okay, so that original one was posted 3 months ago, and the update is posted 28 days ago. So 2 months after.
Oh my God. Okay, let's go.
I am sorry that I have been gone for too long, and I am a bit overwhelmed by the support that you have given me here. Some of you are still asking about me. I don't know where to start. I have been in constant pain and stress about everything that happened, but my brother-in-law is now exposed to everyone about what he did to me. For those of you who think he is in love with me, he isn't. He very much hates my guts and has done since the day I rejected him. Hate is also a driving force and not only love. So for the stupid users that I would like to call losers, who made fun of me and said it's about me bragging about a man not being over me in 20 years, that's not it. If this is bragging, then you're actually very sick in the head. Unfortunately, I was sent these comments from a different sub about my updates. What a bunch of losers. I was in constant fear that my brother-in-law will be hurting my sister because of me, and I am not certain if he will. But that was the only reason I have been apathetic. He wasn't sure what the right step was with people like him. He has hidden his hatred so well for so long, so what more is he capable of? I didn't want my sister or her children to be the collateral damage. That's why I've been careful. I am sorry to disappoint you by not being the stronger bad bitch. I have other priorities. My sister and I finally talked. I love her and her children very much. She seemed just very hurt and questioning her entire marriage, and who can blame her? I tried the baby step approach. I wanted her to know that I was there for her, and I was honest with her about my worries about her and her children with a man like him. It worked for a while, and I was being hopeful, but something changed, and it probably had to do with her husband giving her an ultimatum. Divorce or cut your family off. She chose her marriage. It broke my parents and me, but I don't think we can do anything about it. It is her choice, even if we believed it was coerced. But maybe there's still a little chance that she knows him better than we do. There's a little hope that he is a better person towards his family. I am clinging to that hope. She wrote us telling us to forget she and her children existed and that they will take legal action if we ever tried to contact them. Brother-in-law deleted all his social media accounts and his friends apparently all wanting nothing to do with him. I have heard he is planning on leaving the city because everyone knows what he did now and he is having a hard time with it. He barely leaves the house and he has been shamed, even at work. My ex-husband and I are moving on with the divorce. I don't blame him for believing the rumors, but at the same time, I wish he knew me better like that than I thought he did. That I would never do such a thing and cheat on him. I am so sorry that he moved back from me and probably was hoping we could give it another chance, but I can't. He has apologized so many times and said so many times that he never truly believed the rumors, but I have started to think that our marriage wasn't strong enough to overcome a rumor. It is nobody's fault, but I thought our love was stronger than it actually was. I think we both thought that. I have started dating a new guy a few weeks before all this started, after over a year of me not being able to leave bed. He has seen all of this unfolding, and he's very patient and supportive. I think I have a real shot at happiness now. At least he knows everything and is well prepared in case my brother-in-law isn't done with me yet. Thank you for all reading this, and thank you again for being there for me. What?
I'm blown away.
Me too.
That's wild. Oh my God. I feel for her sister. That's insane. I'm happy that brother-in-law got the blowback that he deserved, but
I do feel for her sister because
I'm scared for her, honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
because she's being manipulated.
100%. She got 3 kids and stuff, and he's probably threatening her like, I'll divorce you, I'll get the kids, you'll never see the kids again.
Yeah, who knows what he's saying to her.
You have to choose over your kids or your parents and your siblings, like, you're going to choose your kids.
And what more can OP do? Like, that's such a tough situation because, like, she's just hurting herself.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, but like, what more? You can't really do anything. She said they're going to take legal action if they keep contacting her.
Yeah, and that's their right. I would be trying to take legal action against him. I would see if there's anything that can be done. Lawyers, let us know if anything can be done in this situation. I feel like our relationship could withstand this.
I think so too.
Like if someone hit me up and was like, they have your nudes and here's the conversations and stuff, like, I honestly wouldn't believe it. Because like, I think we have access, like, I don't know. Would you believe it if it was vice versa?
I think if someone like came to me first without me speaking to you with a bunch of evidence, it's hard not to believe. But like after having a conversation with you, like I just know when you're lying. Like you don't lie. Like I know your demeanor, and I know, like, I just know the way we are.
Right.
And if you, like, denied, and, like, I think I would believe you in the end.
Yeah, I would have a hard time even believing it's true to begin with.
I mean, I don't think you would ever cheat on me in a million years, but a lot of people think that about their partners.
No, for sure. No, I get that. I just mean, like, if someone came to me and they're like, here's the evidence, I would be just like, I feel like I'd be so suspicious that I wouldn't believe that it's true unless we have, like, grown apart. Because as things are right now, I wouldn't believe it. I'd be like, I literally have access to your phone all the time.
Yeah.
Like, everything
not to,
is,
like, go through. We don't go through.
No, we don't go
phones,
through. But, like, everything is
just so open.
Yeah, everything's so open, so joined. Like, if your phone is your phone is never hidden from me. I have the password. You have my password. Our phones are always, like, stacked on top. They're on the couch.
It's like each other's phones. Like we've said in the past, we just use the closest phone that's close to us. So we don't, like, hide anything. Like, everything is open. We have each other's, like, fingerprints, face IDs, like,
everything is unlocked for us to go through if we wanted to. Nothing is hidden. So I feel like our kind of relationship is so, like, meshed, like, fingers together.
Yeah.
Like, we're so meshed that, like, I don't think this could, like, fool me if somebody tried to do that, because I would be like, I know everything.
That's true. Yeah. It's difficult. I don't know.
So it depends on where the relationship was at.
Yeah.
Because there has to be an area where you're like, well, I don't have
like,
that.
what if?
Like, what if?
Where was she that night? Maybe, like, I don't know.
Maybe their communication isn't on the level that we have, and everything isn't as intertwined. And maybe he doesn't have the password to her phone. Maybe she doesn't have the password to his phone.
Yeah.
Maybe they never use each other's phones.
Yeah.
That's where something could creep in there and be like, well, shit, like, I can't.
You don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know everything. Where, like, for me and us, I feel like we know everything. So I feel like there's no crack to kind of.
I know. We have each other's location. Like, we literally have everything.
Yeah. So.
And it's not to keep tabs on each other. It's just that we have nothing to hide. And, like, I don't know. We're just.
What is to keep tabs on each other?
Well.
Because we have nothing to hide.
Yes. But I just mean, like, we're not, like, looking at each other's location when we're not together to see, like, oh, where is he going? Like,
no,
you know what I mean?
But it is to keep tabs on, like.
I think for safety reasons, for me at least.
Oh yeah, it's like, you know when I'm coming home, you know when I've left work, you know, like, to start getting dinner ready if you're the one who's prepping dinner that night.
Yes.
Or, like, if you're out by yourself and, like, I'm just make sure your phone didn't get kidnapped, you didn't get kidnapped or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I have your location, like, I have family location, I have my best friend's location.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just you. It's not like control. It's more of, like, it's to keep tabs for safety.
I just mean when I meant, like, saying keeping tabs, I just meant
in a non-psychotic way.
Yeah, not like in an untrustworthy way.
Yeah. I mean it like, no, we do it to keep tabs on each other,
yeah,
but in a good way, in a good tabs.
Yeah.
In a positive,
healthy, positive
in
way.
a healthy, positive way.
Yeah.
And then I'm happy that brother-in-law wants to leave because everybody knows and everybody thinks he's despicable.
Yeah, and he should feel shame.
And husband also should feel shame for not trusting. But that's like their relationship didn't have that much. Like, I guess she said their love wasn't that strong, which is kind of accurate.
I don't think he should feel shame for that because, like, I think it's hard. I could see where he's coming from.
Okay.
It's hard not to believe it.
I 100% can, but I just mean, like, it's happened. He's found out it wasn't true. He's going to feel ashamed. He got duped.
Yeah.
Not saying he was wrong for getting duped.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that he's probably regretful in his position because it turned out not to be true. And she was the one who tried to say that, and he didn't listen.
Yep.
So obviously, now that the truth has been revealed, he's going to feel ashamed. I think it's unavoidable. I would think.
Yeah, I agree. OP replies to so many comments. She's very active in the thread, but there's just like way too many for me to go through.
Well, we'll leave the thread linked on our bottom of our YouTube video if you guys want to go in and explore for more details.
Yeah. But yeah, that's an unfortunate ending.
I feel for her. That's insane.
I feel for everybody but brother-in-law.
Homewrecker in a different way.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm glad we have an update though, so we're not like left wondering. But
I feel like that guy's gonna that's a karma situation. That guy's karma is gonna bite him in the butt.
Hopefully.
I feel like he's the kind of person that does shitty things to shitty people, and eventually something shitty is gonna happen to him. It's gonna catch up to him.
Hopefully. Yeah, we can only hope that the world works that way.
That was an insane opener.
Yeah.
Oh my God. How do we move on from that?
We can.
I was gonna come in hot with like one of my best stories for this episode, but since we are filming on Mother's Day,
Yes.
am I the asshole for finally letting my children go as a Mother's Day gift to myself?
Oh.
This one was posted 13 hours ago.
Okay.
Ex-husband and his wife have been relentlessly pursuing me with smear campaigns for over a decade. They targeted my relationship that I had moved on with, and eventually they were successful. They broke up my second family. They targeted my mother, and my mother went along with them because she's always been that way anyway. They also have relentlessly pursued what I would call ownership of our children. And after about 14 years, I am just totally done. Literally, there was a period of time where I couldn't even post on social media without being doxxed, swatted, bullied, you named it. In all honesty, they're probably reading this post as well. This weekend, specifically, my adult kids were so awful to me, claiming to come visit for Mother's Day. Yet, they showed up and said they'd be leaving in a few to go to dinner with their father and stepmom, and maybe they'll come back afterwards. I had freed up a massive amount of time to be able to spend the evening with them and their little brother as well. They all expected me to dote on the 15 minutes they were allotting me, put on whatever they wanted on the TV, and basically didn't even acknowledge me in my own home. I was very upset and started crying. Immediately they began saying that's why they don't want to be around me. I yelled, I don't want children that don't ever want to be around me. So the adult children left, and then they took my actual child with them.
What?
I called my daughter and demanded she bring back my child. Did she respond? No. She says, are you going to press charges? I said no, and that I loved her, but it's a felony to take someone's child. They said they would go to breakfast with me the following morning. And guess what? They didn't. Trying to get together for the breakfast was just as much of a disaster, and my son was just as rude as the previous visit. On the phone, expecting me taken out to breakfast, I grabbed the phone and he got out of the car. I let him leave. I texted the two of them basically saying that I'd be removing them as my POA and as beneficiaries of anything having to do with me, and finally was going to change my last name back and let them just be free of me. My youngest and I went in and had breakfast peacefully. I love them, but I can't be abused anymore for literally existing as someone previously married to their father. Does this make me the asshole?
I feel like we don't have enough information. What does she do? Why do they hate her so much?
I just apparently because her ex-husband and his new wife just talk shit on her all the time and
But
have
what does
painted
she
her in a bad light.
do? I'm just trying to like see all sides here. Like, what does she do to like make him hate her? I don't think like there should be any reason for abducting a child like that. That's insane.
Well, how old is this actual child?
Yeah. I don't know. This one, I feel like we need more information. This one's kind of tough.
She does comment a lot of replying to people. So I'm just trying to see if I can find some more information here. But yeah, this one was just like, man, I feel for her. Kids are like just shit kids.
Yeah, it seems like they promised her Mother's Day and then, like, I don't know, she cleared up her plans and everything. That's really sad. And then they're like, oh, we're not even going to hang out with you for Mother's Day weekend. We're going to go with your ex, like with our dad. And
yeah, it's very weird. I wish there was a little bit more information on this one.
Right? Like, is there an overall vote yet or no?
No overall vote. Yeah, there's so many comments I'm trying to filter through, but there's so much. She's very, very active. Yeah, I can't really dive into all of that. But yeah, I just feel like she's very hurt that her kids are just treating her like shit and she's just done with them. She's like, okay, bye.
And that's fair. Like, if you did absolutely nothing wrong, it's definitely fair to cut them off for this scenario because they're treating you like shit. But I would just like to know why they're treating you like shit. Like, I don't know.
Well, it sounds like that her ex-husband just has done just talk nothing but talk shit on her about for the last 14 years.
Yeah, but like, for what? Like, what happened? I don't know, right?
I don't know. It'd be nice to know.
Yeah, because I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Top comment, not the asshole. Just go no contact with them and concentrate on your younger child. Start dating and don't tell any of them. You deserve to have a life.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that.
With the information that we're given, not the asshole.
Yeah, unless she did something like super wrong or something. I don't know.
I mean, even regardless, if she did do something really wrong, the kids have their choice to also cut her off too. They shouldn't make her life like a living hell, regardless of what she's done. If she's done anything, they can just also cut her off and not mess with her like that.
Yeah, exactly. They don't have to be rude.
Yeah.
So there's one comment here. Somebody commented, because of the intolerable behavior of your ex-husband and his wife, you have had to make a tough but vital decision for your own well-being. OP replies and says, you are correct. I should have had this resolved all these years ago. My mistake. I do stand with my daughter, so much so that she overstepped her place by driving away from my house with my child. LOL. She has a wonderful life, and honestly, I hope she goes back to college this Monday and lives it to the fullest and never looks back. That's what was so crazy to me about this weekend. I was okay with not celebrating at all. My adult kids have good lives, and I don't expect them to be here at all. My youngest either. I thought it was his father's weekend. Then they all showed up and expect something. I'm not sure. I took my youngest and myself to a fancy Italian restaurant last week for Mother's Day, as I have no partner and my adult children don't live with me. I wasn't planning on anything, and I was okay with that. I was not okay with my children showing up and expecting everything to be like it was a few years ago, where I made plans and had people over and we would buy little gifts for their stepmom and grandmothers. There was just something especially cold and brutal about not expecting anything, then having my children show up and they expect me to be like the same mom I was when everyone was younger and still living under the same roof. Like they have no concept of me as a person, just the lady that does things for them.
Okay. That kind of gives more insight.
A little bit more, yeah.
Kids seem like a piece of shit.
Kids seem like they suck.
Yeah. Oh, man.
All right, let's just move along from this one.
All right. This one comes from Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for canceling our anniversary trip because my husband drowned my terrarium? I, 29 female, traveled across the country to visit a company regarding an incredible job offer. I spent 2 days touring the company to decide if it would be the right fit for me after years of self-employment. After meeting with the company, I visited my sister, 32 female, and her family a few towns over. We barely got to see each other because of work and distance, so it was wonderful to spend a few days with her, the family, and her new baby. I was gone for a total of 8 days. When I returned home, I was excited to spend time with my husband, 33 male, and tell him about my trip, my visit with my sister, my impressions of the city, etc. We were meant to be celebrating our anniversary and decided to put off the discussion about whether or not I should accept the job offer until after our anniversary getaway. I'd arranged for us to go to a luxury train ride because he's a big train enthusiast, and we were meant to leave for the trip 3 days after I got home. This is when the problem started. I have a very large, closed, bioactive terrarium, which I made with my mother 15 years ago. It's one of my favorite things I have from her before she passed. This terrarium is my pride and joy and has come with me everywhere since we planted it. It was always super healthy and beautiful, and I've only ever had to open it 4 times to do a little maintenance and watering. My husband knows all of this, which is why I don't understand why he decided to tamper with it in my absence. I didn't notice the night I got home because I was exhausted, but the next morning I went to check on the terrarium to find it in a terrible state. The roots were rotting and the plants dying and molding. He told me that the day I left, he poured a few cups of water into the vessels and sealed it again. I was so mad, I cried, and it turned into a huge argument because, quote unquote, it's just a plant, and all you do is look at it anyways. He called me ungrateful and overdramatic, and that I should appreciate that his intention was to help me and that he didn't ask because he didn't want to bother me on my trip. I ended up canceling our anniversary plans, partly because I was so upset and that I didn't want to go, and partly because I wanted to try and salvage the plants, and that would require time. He hit the roof when I told him, and is now sleeping in a separate room and refusing to speak to me because, according to him, I'm being petty and trying to destroy our marriage. Am I being oversensitive about my plants? My friends are very evenly split and have pointed out that he was just trying to be thoughtful, however misguided it was.
No, fuck this guy. You know what this reminds me of? You have a category going for weaponized incompetence.
Yes.
This is exactly what this guy sounds like. You fucked up. You destroyed something that your wife likes. And then you get defensive when she's like, what the hell? And he's like, I was just trying to help you. So I don't know what I was doing. And did she ask you to do that? Did she leave you a list of things that she needs you to do to water the plants? So it turns out a terrarium is like a little ecosystem of plants. A terrarium is like an aquarium, but for plants instead of fish. It is made in just about any glass container. It is planted to look like a miniature garden or forest enclosed in its own little world. You can easily make a beautiful terrarium yourself. That's what Google says. And the images they're like plants in a little glass jar that's sealed.
Yeah.
So like if it did need water, she would have like asked you to water it or something. Yeah. You just threw water in there without asking. And fucked it up. Yeah. I feel like this dude knew he was going to get fucked up.
Probably.
Because like the opposite is you just don't do anything.
Exactly.
It's easier not to do anything than it is to throw 2 cups of water in there. Like it's easier just to like just not do anything. Just let it go.
Yeah.
Like she didn't ask you and then you like what?
Yeah, like maybe it was intentional and he just feels threatened by this, I don't know, this bond that she has like with her passed away mom.
That's
like
so messed up though, if that's the
case.
If
that's the case, yeah.
If that's the case, that's messed up. But like, oh, this is like, and then you get mad when she wants to cancel. It's like, buddy, this is the time to say sorry. If you genuinely were trying to help, you're like, oh, sorry, like I thought they needed water and I just didn't. Like you apologize. You do nothing but apologize.
Yeah.
You don't go on the defense and be butthurt that you fucked something up and now she's upset about it.
100%. Yeah. And you know how special this is to her. Like, you shouldn't be making assumptions about something that you don't know anything about.
Yeah.
Like, you should not be. Worst thing, if you don't know what to do, text her.
Yeah.
She
oh my God.
had a cell phone.
Oh my God. That's unreasonable. So hard to pull out your cell phone in 2024 and send a text message. I didn't want to bother you. What kind of cop-out excuse is that? How hard is it to send a text being like, hey, if you truly cared, if you were truly trying to help, you would have texted and been like, hey, do I need to water your plants while you're gone? Does this need any help or anything? That's what you do.
Yeah.
You don't just throw a bunch of water in there, flood it, and then think like, oh yeah, I'm such a good guy.
Yeah.
Clap on my back. Like what?
I know. I agree.
I'd riot.
Yeah. Overall vote, not the asshole. Top comment, not the asshole, and I doubt your husband was trying to help. Firstly, if you have only opened it a few times, then he knows it doesn't get watered that often. Secondly, he knows how much it means to you, so should know that you would have taken care of it before you went or would have left very detailed instructions. Also, how big is it? Would a few cups of water been way too much, even if he was just being helpful? The quote-unquote, you just look at it comment is also strange. That's what everyone does with their plants. That's so true.
Yeah, literally. And like I'm looking at pictures of these. Most of these are like kind of small. Like most of these terrariums are like in like a normal jar that's like the size of your hand, maybe a little bit bigger. Like they're like a size of a volleyball or something or smaller generally.
Yeah.
And yeah, you just look at them.
OP replies, I've literally never had to open it or water it in the time we've been together. And even when I did water it in the past, it has never required more than a few tablespoons of water. I've talked about it before, but he clearly forgot.
No,
he forgot.
I'm getting my pitchfork out. I don't like this guy. Like, honestly, divorce.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the fact of like, oh, he ruined my plants. No, it's the fact of like, lack of care or there was malicious intent. Like you went out of your way to do something that you didn't need to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I truly don't believe. If it was a mistake, I don't think he would have gotten this defensive.
No.
Yeah.
If it was a mistake, it would be, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Like, you would be super apologetic, sympathetic. Like, you would act totally different.
And like, honestly, I think you're just dumb too. Like if it's the size that I'm looking at here and I put in like 2 or 3 cups of water, you would literally see that it's flooded and you'd be like, oh shit, that's too much water. And you'd pour water out.
Right. Yeah.
Like
That's a good point.
Like if it's that and you're pouring water and you're like, it's instantly flooded.
Yeah.
Everything's underwater. That's more than watering. Like,
yeah.
This dude did it on purpose or he's the biggest idiot. And if he's the biggest idiot, that's not someone you want to have as your partner in life anyway.
Yeah. Especially like if you have kids, like you don't know. Like I don't know if he can't take care of like a plant.
This reminds me of the bleach with the houseplant story from an episode or 2 ago. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I'm fired up over this guy. I got my pitchfork out. I'm ready to mob on him.
Yeah. So
I feel for her. I hope. Yeah, I don't know. That's divorce worthy to me because that just seems like so little care for your partner. Malicious intent or like something else like that. Something's not lining up here.
Yeah.
It's not good. Non mi piace.
All right.
Let's move along. Back to me. This one's coming from Best of Redditor Updates. Am I the asshole for not doing anything for my stepchildren anymore after being called names and filing for a divorce from my husband after he didn't back me up? Original post was from April 8th, 2024. I, 30 female, have been married to my husband, 34 male, for 6 years, and he has twins, a boy and a girl, and they are now 16 years old. When we started dating / got married, we went to family therapy, and I made it clear I was not trying to be their mother or replace their mother. Their mother hasn't been in their life since they were about 8. Things have been great with us for the past 6 years. They even started calling me mom when they were around 12 to 13. But recently, their bio mother came back into their lives, and they were really excited. Things were great for about 6 months, and then they started to call me by my real name. That hurt, but it's what they chose, and I never questioned it. Recently, they have started to be very disrespectful. They don't follow the curfew rules, they're not cleaning up after themselves, and they're talking back to me, telling me that I'm not the real mom, and that I'm the reason she left, which is not true. I didn't meet my husband until almost 1.5 years after she left. But now that she's back, they don't need me anymore. 3 weeks ago, there was a big blow up where my stepson called me a bitch. I took his phone and told him to go to his room until his dad came back, but instead he ran out and went to his mom's. She came over and it was a big argument. She tried to hit me and I pushed her out of the house. My stepdaughter told me that if I ever put my hands on her mom again, that she'd kick my ass. They both then went to their mom's place. After that, I haven't been very active. I usually take them to sports and activities. I don't wake them up for school anymore, so they have been late a few times now. I tell them to have their mom wake them up and take them. We were supposed to go to Disney World for their spring break this week, but I canceled everything. I told them and my husband, and I guess they thought I was bluffing. We were supposed to leave Thursday night, and when I didn't start the usual vacation roundup, they were shocked. They started saying I was jealous that their mom came back into their lives, that I'm a horrible person, I'm selfish. There was some name calling, and my husband was silent. I asked him if he was going to step in, and he said I was wrong for canceling the Disney trip. I left and went to stay in a hotel. He has now been blowing up my phone, asking for me to come back, and yesterday he told me that their mother disappeared again, and they've been calling me crying and apologizing. Oh. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't feel like I'm part of their family, and they can't just cry and come back now that she's disappeared. I told my husband that I want a divorce, and I'll be back over this week to get my things, but we have nothing else to talk about. Yes, I know their mother was manipulating them. I never said otherwise. Yes, they are 16, but that doesn't give them the right to treat me this way. Being 16 doesn't mean you get to disrespect and threaten me. I have always been in their corner. I know their feelings matter in this, but I'm also a person with feelings. I am not only considering or moving forward with this divorce based on how the children acted, it's also that my husband did not back me up in this. If I can't count on him to help me navigate this tough situation that we're all going through, then why would I stay? That does not mean I should be treated the way I was being treated. That is not normal 16-year-old behavior. To threaten me, to call me vile names, now I just need time for myself. And I don't want an apology just because their bio mom ran out on them again. I want an apology because they really mean it. And I don't believe anyone can be truly sorry 2 days after their mother vanished again. I would never just abandon them. But I do need time for myself because my feelings were disregarded. Yes, I'm an adult, but I still have feelings that were hurt and need time for myself. I never asked or expected them to be perfect. I never expected them to be the most mature people, but I am allowed to be hurt and take time for myself during all of this. They have feelings and so do I. I do love them very much. They are my children in my eyes, but this is a very complicated situation. This is not because they call me a bitch. This is ultimately about my husband not backing me up during this situation. And yes, I am hurt that they call me that, but I'm allowed to be. It hurts even worse coming from two people who I love dearly and would never hurt or want any harm coming to them. So am I the asshole for wanting a divorce?
Oh, no. No, you're not. And I think you're actually really mature, despite I think what some people will say. Because yes, they're 16. They're young, and I do think that they were obviously manipulated by their mom, and they're young and impressionable, so they're at like a weird age where they're gonna take whatever their mom says as truth.
Yeah.
Why would they listen to a stepmom instead of their own mom? So they were definitely manipulated, but OP is doing the right thing by divorcing her husband to get away from them. She's not punishing the kids in any way. Like, yes, they're mature enough to or they should be old, mature and old enough to know better, but they were also manipulated. And I think it's tough. It's a tough situation, but she's doing the right thing by distancing herself from that family.
Yeah, I don't think the kids are really the issue because, teenagers suck. And they full of emotion swings and they're going through a tough time. And I feel like that could be fixable. It could be fixable if you had the husband's support.
Exactly.
But when the husband's not backing you up, you're like, this is not a relationship. I'm not in the relationship because of the kids. I'm in the relationship for my husband. And I'm happy to take care of the kids as well. But I'm really here for him.
Yeah.
And he can't even back you up.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm leaving this relationship. I'm not leaving the kids' relationship. Because if the husband was to, I'm just putting myself in my shoes here. If husband was to back me up in this situation, I'm the spouse, I'm the partner in this situation, the kids you can go through discipline. You can go no, this is unacceptable. You can't say that.
Yeah.
Here's the punishment. Here's the guidelines. Here's what's going to happen. And then their mother leaves and they come crawling back to you. And it's like, well, this is a teaching moment. This is a life.
It's a teaching
this
moment.
Is a life lesson for you. This is something that can be adjusted to.
Yeah.
You're grounded. You're losing this stuff. When they want things from you, you're certainly not getting a Disney trip. Next time they ask you, no, you're going to have to repair this relationship. You're going to learn that you can't just do whatever you want in life and everything will be back to normal.
There's consequences. Yeah.
But the husband needs to be on your side with those husbands.
Yeah.
Or those decisions. Yeah. And he's not. That's not a relationship that I want to be in anymore.
Exactly. No, I fully agree. Yeah. She had every right to cancel that trip. There's no way. How are you going to go on this trip, being buddy with them when they're treating you like shit?
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's also showing them, if you didn't cancel the trip, it's showing them that's okay that they treat you like that, and that's not showing them consequences.
No, they need to learn consequences.
Yeah, exactly.
I would just after the cutting the relationship with the husband, you're gonna learn your consequences by hope you miss me because I'm not gonna be around.
I don't think they will, but.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's an update a month later. So May 1st. Hello. I have been getting a lot of messages asking for an update. So I'm now in a place where I'm able to give you an update. I went back to the house 2 days ago, and my husband and I had a long talk about what happened and how I didn't feel protected by him and how he knew how disrespectful they were being but didn't stop anything. He said that he still loved his ex, and that's why, pretty much. He didn't want to do anything for her to leave them again. Them as in him and the twins. But that didn't change how he felt about me. I did not feel comfortable with that. I told him that I've been there, not her. How could he still love her? And it was very emotional, and there was crying and yelling. I made the decision to move along with the divorce.
Good.
I spoke to the twins, and they cried and said it's their fault and to forgive them and their dad and not to leave. I told them that as much as I love them, staying with their dad in this home is not an option for me, but I would still love to have a relationship with them if they want, but I'm still very hurt by what happened and would still appreciate a little more time for myself. I let them know that their actions have consequences and they can't treat people the way that they did and expect everything to be okay. I have moved out and I'm staying in a unit of one of my rental properties. Exciting news. I bought my first house. It was a fairly quick process. I'm excited for what's next. I bought my first house ever, and next month I'm taking a break from work for a few weeks or a whole month, maybe 2 to 3, and doing some exploring of the world and healing and finding myself. I lost myself in the twins and my husband and didn't really focus on what I wanted and what made me happy. So I bought tickets again for Disney World. I've also made plans to go to Thailand next month, and from there, I have no clue. I'm doing some spontaneous trips. I have always wanted to see the 7 wonders of the worlds. Anyway, I'm really happy to be getting a break. I told the kids I would love to have them over for dinner when I get settled into my new place. I do feel bad about canceling the trip to Disney, so I am thinking of funding a trip for them to go this summer for their 17th birthday. Just not with me. I'm excited to be traveling alone, and I need a mental break. That is it, really. And then there's a top comment, and she replies back to on funding the trip for the stepchildren. Opie replies, she says, I have to get out of the position of being their mom to them. And after reading your comment and a few other comments like it, I will not be funding a trip for them. There definitely needs to be a stronger foundation before I even think about putting down thousands of dollars for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was shocking to me. Like, why would she... I don't know. She's out of their lives now. She
Yeah,
doesn't owe them anything.
I was going to say, like, just time to move on.
I think she feels a little bit guilty.
I think she feels a little bit guilty, but she shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
No, shouldn't have to.
No, I love that for her. She should definitely do what she wants. And he made his bed. Now he has to lay in it. Mm-hmm. Like, that's it. Like,
just don't love with your ex-wife who abandoned you.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that because that was shocking.
Yeah.
What the heck? So wait, so he loves both of them? Like,
he still loves his ex and didn't want her to leave him again. Pathetic.
That's pathetic. Yeah. This poor woman.
Yeah, she deserves way better.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, they suck. I do feel bad for the kids though.
I don't. No.
I think, like, I don't know.
I think they need to learn. I think this is a life lesson of you can't treat people like shit and expect them to stick around.
Yeah, no, I agree.
No harder way to learn that than your stepmom leaving you in the dust.
Yeah, I think they've learned now, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
You're pretty shit.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of consequences.
Ooh.
My next one comes from, oh no, consequences.
Oh, I didn't know that was a subreddit.
Me either.
Oh, I love it.
Title is, Sister-in-Law Helps Conceal Her Sister's Affair, so OP stops paying for her education.
Ooh.
I, 30 male, was married to my ex-wife Claire, 28 female, for 4 years until I found out she had been cheating on me with an ex-boyfriend. Needless to say, the marriage ended, and we got divorced about 8 months ago. During the divorce proceedings, I learned that Claire's younger sister, Cindy, 20 female, had known about the affair, but chose to keep quiet about it and helped Claire hide the affair from me and her family. Before all of this, I had promised to pay for Cindy's medical school costs, as myself and my family are wealthy, and despite the divorce, I had decided I was going to pay for her education, as at the time I felt I didn't need to punish Cindy for what her sister did. However, as I said before, it was during the divorce proceedings that I found out about what Cindy did, and once I found out that Cindy was complicit in hiding Claire's infidelity, I felt betrayed and decided to revoke my offer. I told Cindy 8 months back that she should look for a loan or for other funding, and I won't fund her anymore. I had already paid for 1 semester. Recently, when I received an email from the college regarding the upcoming semester fees, I responded by informing them that they should direct any further inquiries to Cindy, as I would no longer be funding her education. Cindy called me screaming and crying and accusing me of being cruel and heartless for cutting her off. She says that her family couldn't afford the tuition without my support and that she would have to take out a loan. I told her that she is not my concern anymore and I blocked her. When her father contacted me, he was more calm, asking if there was any possibility of reversing my decision. I stood firm and said that I had no intention of continuing to support Cindy financially. He says he understands and will try to make Cindy understand too. For context, he was very good to me during my marriage and offered me support when I told him I was going to divorce Claire. This decision has caused a rift among my friends and family. While most of them support my decision, some have criticized me for not honoring my previous promise to Cindy. Even my own mother is urging me to reconsider, citing my past promise and the fact that paying for Cindy's education wouldn't be a financial issue for me. However, my father stands by me, agreeing with my decision. Truthfully, I have the means to pay for Cindy's entire medical school education without difficulty, but I can't shake the feeling of betrayal caused by Claire's cheating and Cindy's complicity. But I feel conflicted. So am I the asshole?
Nah, suck it. You get what you deserve.
Oh no,
reap what you sow.
consequences.
Ha. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my God. Yep. No. Fuck you. Big fuck you. Double middle fingers. Like, you knew and you helped cover it up. Why would you ever think that you're entitled to my money again? Anybody who disagrees with me on that one, you're getting cut for my life. Not talking to you at dinner, Mom. Only talk to Dad.
Imagine.
Yeah, I don't know. I would be not a fucking chance. I would just let it unleash my anger on her anytime she contacted.
I feel like a tad bit sympathy.
I
just
don't.
because she already started the school.
Fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
I
okay.
don't. Oh, boohoo! You want that life? Go get a loan like every other person.
That is true.
It's not
She
like
still
you're
has-
completely fucked. You just don't want to get a loan and you
Yeah.
want a free ride. No.
Yeah. No, I do agree. I just because she's already in the middle of the semester. I don't know. She already started. But
She's lucky. I would have called the school and be like, hey, can I get a refund? Can we cancel this semester's courses? Like, how much money can I get back if you stop allowing her in class?
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, I would be like, can I pay you to kick her out of the class? Can I pay you to ban her from that school?
That's really vengeful.
I'm a vengeful person. Kidding me?
Yeah.
The entitlement.
No, for sure. I think he's doing the right thing. I just do feel like a little bit, but
No, I don't feel any bad. Nothing.
but it's definitely
Get a loan.
warranted.
Welcome to real life.
Yeah, she still has other possibilities. Like, she can get a loan.
Even if she couldn't get a
And-
loan, I couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah, she's not your responsibility anymore. And yeah,
No.
she should have thought of that before
Yeah.
keeping this a secret.
Maybe if you cared so much about your school and you found out your sister was cheating, maybe if you were the one to tell him, then maybe he would still pay for your school.
Oh, I think he would have probably.
Right?
Yeah.
No, fuck around,
Yeah,
find
no,
out.
because he said he was going to pay for it even after he found out, right? I think that's what he said.
Yeah, that's what he
So,
said. And tell him the divorce proceedings that he found out that she knew.
Yeah, so... Yeah, top comment, I'm curious. Oh no, oh no, oh no, no, no. Quote, some have criticized me for not honoring my previous promise to Cindy. Even my own mother is urging me to reconsider.
What about the promise of your wife? Was it wife, girlfriend, or fiance? What about the promise of her to be faithful?
Wife, ex-wife.
Yeah. What about the promise of the wife to be faithful? What about that promise?
Yeah. Back to my top comment that I was reading.
Sorry I interrupted you. I'm getting hyped up.
Cindy won't have the problem with all these generous benefactors. That's all.
I don't get it.
Yeah, well, because you cut me off, so.
Let's restart.
Top comment. I'm curious. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Quote. Some have criticized me for not honoring my previous promise to Cindy. Even my own mother is urging me to reconsider. Cindy won't have a problem with all these generous benefactors.
Oh, they can pay for her school.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mom, if you feel so bad, you pull it out of your savings.
That's true.
You pull the 100K out.
That is true.
You do it.
The
Oh.
mom feels bad. You do it.
Yeah, some of my friends feel bad. Oh, you do it.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're complaining about. Step up.
Yeah. Sucks for Cindy, but I mean, I get having your family's back, but this is a situation that you shouldn't.
No.
There's right and wrong.
Listen, Sydney, good on you for having loyalty to your sister. Good on you for having your sister's back and letting her keep her affair secret. But these are the consequences of your actions.
That is true.
So,
yeah, if you you have decisions. I mean, you have choices.
Yep.
And you chose wrong. I won't say wrong.
No, I won't say wrong or anything.
You made a choice. And now you have to live with that choice.
Exactly. You could have made a choice to tell him if if you cared about your school, but that wasn't.
She had to consider it, right? Oh, if he found out, he probably won't pay. He would be stupid to pay for it.
Yeah.
So, she had to consider it. I hope.
Listen, the person who did the most wrong is the sister for cheating.
Definitely.
And if you want to stay on your sister's side, nothing wrong with that. But then don't come around and nothing wrong with that. And it's your choice. You want to stick by your family's side. It's not your place to say that she's cheating. Whatever. You do you, and I'm staying out of this. But don't be expected when you have something on the line, and then that line gets clipped.
Yep.
So it's what it is.
Fair enough. Yeah. What would you do? If your sister was cheating on, if one of them were cheating on, I'm just trying to make things difficult.
It's none of my business. I'm staying out of it.
That's fair.
I
don't know what I would do.
It's none of my business. I'm staying out of it. If that person asks me, I don't know. I might say something, but I'm not going to go out of my way because I know the infidelity is happening and expose all of it. That's not my place. Whatever. Your life.
Yeah.
You want to fucking fuck it up. You go to your shit. Now, if you're cheating on that person and that person is actively paying for my school, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, you're fucking this up for me.
You're fucking this up for me. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, it's difficult. I think it also, what Cindy could have done, I don't know if she did, is urge her sister to come clean about it. Urge Claire, but that's probably the most you can do.
I wouldn't okay, thank you for paying for my school, but I'm not gonna in the middle of this shit, and I'm gonna appreciate while it's there, and if it disappears, oh well, I'm back on where I would be without their relationship.
That's true.
When I was younger, one of my sisters was dating someone, and he worked at Best Buy, and I got a free PlayStation 3 for Christmas.
That's nice.
It was a great gift. It was a great gift. And then the next birthday, I got the new Call of Duty game. It was a great gift. I appreciated that it was there, but if it wasn't there, oh well, I would move on with my life. Sometimes there's my sister never cheated or anything. I'm not trying to say that, but I'm just saying I remember there was a boyfriend and I got a PlayStation 3. It was nice
because he was there, but if he wasn't there, it
was great.
Life would have been
I got some perks.
Same. Yeah.
But wouldn't let that affect me in any way.
Yeah.
That's
fair.
I'm not pissed when she broke up with him and I didn't get a Call of Duty game the next year.
Yeah.
Right?
All right.
Oh man, that was a spicy one.
Yeah.
All right. I feel I don't know. Let me know if this one is the category of hurt people. Mm-hmm. This one is this is a tough one. It's a little heartbreaker. All right. This one's a true off my chest. Mm-hmm. It's posted 15 hours ago. I hate my autistic child, and I'm going to divorce my husband because of it. I just need to scream into a void. Any void. I have 3 children with John. He is the love of my life. Life was perfect before Jill was born. Jill is extremely autistic. She's textbook. Screaming, meltdowns, aggression. We lost everything as a family the moment we realized she isn't going to improve. She's beyond expensive. I had to quit my job when she was 4 to care for her. My other children live in fear of their sister. She hits, breaks things, screams, tears things apart, spits. No medication has worked. No counseling, no therapy. Nothing has worked. My husband and I have had a dead bedroom ever since I quit my job, pretty much, and it was winding down severely before then. I just can't do this anymore. A few days ago, I begged my husband to take the day off work so I could clear my head. I felt myself slipping into my own mental breakdown. He told me no, as money was too tight and we can't afford it. While it's true we can't afford it, no one else is willing to take care of Jill. I couldn't stick her on the only people that would, which are my parents. They are far too old to deal with a child hitting them with their full force. Jill got into a fight with one of her older siblings and I just lost my shit. She hurt her sibling so badly and I just lost it. Their other sibling has had to help rip her off and call their father to come home. I screamed at their father that it's over. I hated Jill, I hate him, and we're getting divorced. I said many hurtful things, but nothing about my other two children. I drove over 4 hours with my two kids to my sister's place. I had to get away. My husband has been blowing up my phone. I just can't do it anymore. I miss being a good mom. I miss my job. I miss being able to go to the zoo with my kids. I miss being able to go to their school events. I miss eating as a family. I miss restaurants, friends, holidays. I miss having money. I miss life from before Jill. I miss my two kids. I miss my husband. I just needed to vent. I know I'm a shitty mom. I know I'm not a good person. I know I deserve it. I just needed to vent somewhere. I don't want to face reality. I just want to wake up from this nightmare.
Wow. That one was tough.
That one hurts.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say. Oh my God. That was so tough.
Yeah, that one just hurt. I mean, some people, you never know, what your kid is going to be like when they come out. Everybody
That's
has
the thing. Like, I don't know if you plan on having kids, like you have to be ready for anything. Like you cannot just abandon that child.
Right?
Just because it's like they're not like what you expected them to be. Like things happen.
Right, but I feel like this is past they're not what you expected to be. Like she's autistic to the point where she has violent outbreaks and starts.
But what is she supposed to do? She said like no medication helps. You can't just abandon her. Like she's your child.
But I don't know. What can you do?
I have no idea.
What can you do when your child is literally swinging and beating on your other child with all of their strength?
I don't know. I don't know
what they don't have any control.
Like I don't know if there's like, I don't know, special like facilities for children like this. Like
yeah, there'd have to be. Top comment: ex-caretaker in a facility for mentally disabled persons here. Yeah. Jill needs professional care. And I know that even for us professionals of mental health, it can be very hard to manage cases like Jill. She needs a routine that's easy to follow every day, so she will be calmer. It will be easier to communicate and also easier to assess her needs. If you've come to hate her and she's destroying your life, it means that you both need space and time away from each other to find new bases for your relationship. Let professionals get between you two. They will know how to guide you and repair the image you have of her. Neither of the both of you deserve this. Stop struggling alone.
Yeah. That's so tough.
It's like, so tough. And my thing with that is like, what if you can't afford to put your kid into a special facility that would help with this stuff? Like, how does the government help?
Maybe there's like subsidies, but
well, like if
I don't
there
know,
isn't or anything like that, it's just tough. And I feel like that's something that
you have to
people
like
don't really think about when they're gonna have kids.
Exactly. That's something that you have to consider before you have a kid. Like, they're not always gonna be what you expect, and like you literally have to be ready for anything. Like, and I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. To me, like, I mean, obviously I don't have a kid, but like, I kind of compare it to like when people, they get dogs and then they are like, they adopt a dog and then they're like nothing what they expect. And I know it's totally different, but I think it's like a little bit similar in a sense, like, okay, you signed up for that. Like, you can't just give the dog away now.
Right.
And I know you can, people do. I don't like that.
But when it comes to a kid, you
But
certainly
a kid,
you certainly can't.
You cannot. Like, you have to, I don't know. I do feel for her. I like, obviously I have no idea like what she's going through mentally. I mean, she gave us a kind of like a little bit of a glimpse, but like it sounds like hell.
But just because you want to divorce your husband doesn't mean
you're getting rid of your child.
Right?
Like you can't, I don't know, you can't just run away from that.
Yeah. So like what do you do?
I don't know. That's so tough. And like that also makes me sad because like I don't know. That's why like people like kids get put up for adoption too, I think. Like I don't know. I don't know. Like for situations like this, like I don't know how many parents out there like they can't handle like their kids or like it's maybe too much and then like put them up for adoption, you know?
Yeah. So Jill, sorry, not Jill. So the OP makes one reply on the whole thread. And I think he was replying to kind of that top comment. And she says, I've wanted this for Jill for years already. Jill has always been extremely aggressive and it's so taxing on her siblings alone. My husband is deathly afraid of institutions and homes due to a personal experience, and no amount of convincing him has had him change his mind. He's sure that something horrible will happen to Jill in one. The topic triggers an explosive argument. I want to get Jill help, and I want my children to be safe. I want my husband to come back to earth and realize that this is not working. He coddles Jill and swears that love will fix her. Love is not fixing this. She needs help. I want to get her help. I'm almost 100% certain that my husband and I will actually divorce at this point in time because Jill hurting her sibling was so bad it was my final straw. He refuses to put her in a home. I do not want to leave Jill in his care, but I can't put my other kids through that again. If he won't agree to get her help, then there's nothing else I can do.
Oh my God.
This kind of brings a little bit more light to the situation of why she drove 4 hours away from the house and took her other two kids, because she has been wanting to get Jill help.
Yeah.
And the husband is refusing.
So it sounds like she does care for Jill, which is like a relief.
Wants her to get help.
Yeah.
Wants to put her in a home, but the husband is refusing. And that was kind of the last straw after Jill attacked her sibling. Mom is like, that's it. I'm done. I'm out. I'm leaving. This is the husband's fault. We should have put her in a care facility a long time ago. And it kind of makes sense now, her original post of like just wanting to leave and leave it for the husband to deal with, because she's been wanting to put Jill in a home and husband has not been letting it.
Yeah. I mean, it's also tough for the husband if he has like some past trauma and like
absolutely
PTSD from personal experiences. So that's really tough too. Like this situation sucks.
It's tough all around. At the end of the day, you got to make I feel like in this little vacuum of a story, you got to make a tough decision for your other two children.
But also for Jill, like,
and Jill as well. Like, what happens when she gets a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, a little bit more powerful, and if she has another violent outbreak, she'll be hurting herself, hurting other kids. It could go a little farther. Like, who knows what can happen?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, although I don't know what OP's husband or ex-husband has gone through, I think like he needs to put Jill first. Like, when you have kids, you have to put them first.
Yeah.
That is a sacrifice that you make for having kids. So
do the research, find a place that is really good.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so tough. Like, this is probably like one of the toughest.
This one hurts.
Ones that, yeah, I can't imagine that. That's a really crappy situation to be in. I really hope the best for everybody, and I hope Jill gets the help and support that she requires.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Wow. Whew. I think we need to move on from that one. That one was
I think so.
Dark and deep.
That one hurts.
That one was, Yeah, that one
Some
hurt.
hurt people in that story.
Yeah. Damn.
All right, let's move along.
All right. This one comes from Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for not watching my kids so their father could visit his wife in the hospital? Me and my ex-husband divorced 4 years ago. We have 2 daughters together. My ex-husband remarried 1 year ago, and I knew that he and his wife were expecting because my daughters told me that they would get a sibling. Now this Friday, it was his week with the girls. He called me and asked if I could please take them earlier. When I asked him why, he told me that he needed to be with his wife at the hospital. I said no, that is not a reason to disobey the court order, and that he either could stay with the girls, leave the girls with a babysitter, or take them with him to the hospital. I hung up before he continued. He texted me about 2 hours after, telling me that I was extremely sick in the head and that for once he was in a situation where he needed my help and I refused. His best friend was a mutual friend of ours until the divorce. His best friend, who was a mutual friend of ours until the divorce, also texted me and said that he hoped I was happy with myself. I don't get how I can be an asshole, but it obviously seems like he and his best friend have come to that conclusion. If I am the asshole, yes, I will apologize, but firstly, I need to know.
Yeah, bro. You're an asshole. You're a big asshole. Wife's in the hospital. You're an asshole. You have no flexibility. Just wait until the next time that you ask him to be flexible on the custody arrangement. Mm-hmm. He's going to tell you where to shove it.
Yep. So I put this one in this category because I'm assuming they didn't have a great divorce.
No, it sounds like a nasty divorce. So this chick seems butthurt.
Yeah. So I think she was hurt, and now she's trying to hurt him back.
Yeah. It's only going to keep coming around.
Yeah.
It's going to be a vicious cycle.
There is an edit. My kids are fine, and I, of course, would have taken them if no one else was available. I am not a monster. They are currently with his best friend as my ex is still in the hospital with his wife. So no, I would not rather him leaving them with a stranger as many of you assumed.
Well, a babysitter is considered a stranger. And in your list of 3 options that he had, the 4th one or the 3rd one wasn't that, oh, if none of them work out, okay, I'll come find him. No, you told him to go pound sand.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're fucking delusional. Not only are you the asshole, but you're slightly delusional.
Yeah.
I'm not a monster. You're just a bitch.
You sound like one.
Yeah, literally. What the heck?
Overall vote is asshole poo mode.
Yeah, exactly.
Top comment. You are not just an asshole, but you're outright cruel. Any reasonable person with an ounce of empathy or compassion would agree to watch someone's children so their parent could be with their spouse at the hospital, let alone agree to watch their own children. Not a reason to disobey the court order, my ass. Think like a human being for 5 seconds. You clearly have some sort of vendetta against either your ex-husband or his wife or both. You are definitely bitter about them having a baby together. And also don't seem to like your children very much, as any normal loving parent with split custody would jump at the chance to spend extra time with their kids. You're the asshole.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's your own kids. Like, what?
No, I know. That's a great point. It's your own kids. You're not he's not asking you to do a favor with his stepkids.
Yeah, it's your children.
Why would you not want what's best for them?
It was because it was a very bitter divorce, and she's like, we have to do exactly what the court says. So
yeah,
but that's like, okay, if you want to play that game, like next time in the future you want any leniency, 1, 2, 5 years later, you're gonna get told where to shove it.
Stick it to them.
Yeah. Okay. Moving along. This one was originally posted to relationship advice and marriage, but it's on best of Redditor updates. I cheated on my husband, and now I'm suspecting he's seeing another woman.
Oh.
I, 30 female, know I did something awful and disgusting. And when I couldn't take the guilt anymore, I cut off my affair partner and confessed everything to my husband, 27 male. He got more upset and depressed than angry, and I begged for him not to divorce me. I proposed counseling, therapy, even allowing him to have sex with another woman. Oh. But he wasn't interested. He said he wanted to try to work us out, and I jumped in being the best wife a man can ask for. I cook his favorite dishes. I leave him loving notes. I bought new lingerie to entice him. But his reactions are lukewarm at best. He smiles and thanks me, but not once has he said he loves me since I have made my confession. He barely initiates anything, and I basically have to push myself on him. Not that he complains about that. Sometimes we talk about this, but I think I still lost the man I love. His behavior with me feels very artificial, and nothing changes his facade. I can be playful, I can be sad, I can be angry, and I can be seductive. And his reactions is always this stupid smile and polite words. He was so emotional and sincere before all of this happened. I want him to let out his true emotions with me, even if he hates me. I still love him so much. What can I do to fix this?
Yeah, I don't think there's no fixing it.
You fucked up.
You fucked up. Definition of you made your bed, now you have to lay in it. Sorry, I don't think he's gonna actually forgive you. Cheating is the one thing that no matter how hard I think couples will try to work on it, and I'm sure there are couples that have been successful, but I think for the most part you're always going to hold resentment towards that person. You're never going to be able to trust them.
Yeah, you just broke all trust.
I don't know. This is why cheating for both of us is an absolute hard no. I don't think we would ever see past that because you broke everything.
You literally smashed everything. All the trust, everything is gone at that point.
Yeah. For me, no matter how hard I would try, I don't think it would ever work. So I commend him for wanting to make it work, trying to make it work, but I just don't think it's going to happen just by the way he's acting. He obviously has resentment, and rightfully so.
So there's one comment that she makes. They've been married for 5 years, and her affair lasted a couple of months, and it was with a work client. And the original post was February 25th, and I have an update for March 23rd, so a month later.
Can I just say, it's always the work coworkers. It's always the work people.
Yeah, well, it's always the work people because those are the people that you're spending time around.
Yeah.
Usually when you're in a marriage, it's not like most people aren't going out and looking to cheat. So they're not going to the bar for a hookup or a hotel or something.
Yeah.
So it's usually somebody who you're spending time around.
Yeah.
And that's the work people. And that's kind of what happens. You fall into that trap of spending time with another person. Mm-hmm. And that's how those work ones happen.
Yep.
That's why you work from home.
That's why I work from home and you don't.
I'm trying. I'll get a work from home job. I don't need to go into the office anymore.
You don't need to see those female coworkers of yours.
Teresa hates it every time I start a new job.
I'm who are you making friends with, honey?
When I started at Lexus, the person's desk who was next to me was a girl. It was Chloe.
Yeah, but
Teresa
I love Chloe
hated
now.
it at the beginning. And then Teresa comes into work and she meets her and they chat and stuff. And then after we go home, she's like, oh, she was so nice. She was great. She was great.
Yeah, I'm a little bit jealous. I'm not afraid to admit that, but no, we love you, Chloe, if you're listening.
Yes, I don't think she is.
I don't think she is either.
All right, on to the update. He knows I cheated. We didn't separate, and I begged him to not divorce and let me fix this. He agreed, but his behavior since my confession has basically been one of indifference. Like I said in my last post, I do my best to be the best wife he could ask for. I cook his favorite foods, I get him gifts, and I screw his brains out every night. He just smiles and thanks me. He acts kind and never yells at me, but I feel his icy indifference under that mask of courtesy. 2 weeks ago, he started coming home late, very late, and when he does, he just goes to bed. I asked him what's going on, and he told me in the kindest way possible that it's none of my business. I call him when he stays out, and he's picked up only once. I heard a woman laughing in the background. I am starting to think he is cheating back on me, and it fucking hurts. If he told me, at least I would do my best to stomach it. I deserve this after all, but he won't tell me. He just shuts me out. A common friend told me she spotted him in a car with a woman she didn't recognize, and this felt like a stab in the heart. She said she couldn't describe her exactly because she wore big sunglasses, but she recognized my husband because of his particular taste in neckties. They were talking, but my friend said from their position, it looked like they were holding hands or one of them was touching the other's lap. I don't know what to do. If he is having an affair, I deserve it, but I need to know. The uncertainty is killing me. Should I confront him? Should I try to find out more?
Yeah, this is the definition of hurt people hurt people.
Yep. I find it interesting that she says, I do my best to be the best wife that he could ask for.
Yeah.
It's like you're doing that now.
Yes.
That you feel guilty.
Exactly.
Or
She's
you-
overcompensating.
Yeah, and you're being a shit wife before, and like you think like he wants you to cook his favorite foods and get him gifts and stuff. Like,
Yeah. I don't think like throwing love and affection at that, like,
not even love. It's just affection.
yeah, I don't think like that's gonna make up for it. And you're definitely overcompensating, and it's like clear to him, like you're
not showing any love by cooking his favorite foods, by getting his gifts, and by screwing his brains out every night.
Yeah.
You already threw love on the ground and stomped on it when you cheated on him. All you're throwing is affections and trinkets his way.
Yeah. See, like, I just like, I know there are couples that like have overcome like cheating and stuff and like are successful, but like I just like would not be able to.
I wouldn't be able to trust.
Yeah.
There'd be no trust anymore.
Yeah.
The trust is gone.
But yeah, maybe, I don't know. If he's cheating, is it considered cheating? I guess, yeah.
She gave him permission.
Oh, she did. Yeah, but she, like, I don't know. He didn't really talk about it with her. I don't know. I guess it's considered cheating because like he did choose to stay with her. He didn't have to. So, do two wrongs make a right? I don't know in this situation. I don't know.
Would you like more information?
Yeah, please.
I have an update 3 days later.
Oh,
March
amazing.
26th.
Let's hear it.
He left me.
Oh, yeah.
I did like you guys said, and I begged him to talk to me. He didn't want to, but I cried and yelled so much I puked all over.
Oh.
He got softer with me. He helped me clean up, and we talked. I asked him if he was cheating on me, and he said he was talking with someone, but didn't do anything with her. I asked if she was the woman my friend saw with him, and he thought on it a little, but said no. It was another woman who he met a month ago at his office. I asked him how could he, and said I gave him permission, and he didn't do anything besides unloading his problems and our situation with her. But he played it like he was having a full affair, so I would feel what he felt.
Oh.
Especially because according to him, I neglected him and made it obvious I was cheating on him. He said he was suffering and I was almost rubbing it in his face. I told him I wasn't doing it on purpose, and he said this was even worse because I didn't care at all. He said that everything I did after confessing meant nothing and just made him think that I am selfish, self-centered, and lack any sort of self-respect. I asked him if we could work on things in our marriage, but he said we can have counseling to sort ourselves out, but the marriage is over. He said he wishes no ill on me and decided to cut his charade because he can no longer bear the woman he once loved suffer like that. But he said, I am no longer that woman. I started sobbing again and he held me, but he kept saying no when I asked him if we could work this out. I asked him what he was going to do, and he's moving out. He's already found a new place. I asked him if he was going to live with that woman, and he said no, but she was close enough. I asked him how he could pick a total stranger he met a month ago over his wife of 5 years. He said his wife of 5 years no longer exists. He has to pick between two strangers, and that woman made a much better impression on him. I told him he was a fool, and he could not know this woman will probably use and dump him. He got harsh and said she's better than me for sure. He said he won't say to our families our marriage ended because I cheated, but because we grew apart, and that he will leave the house to me as long as I make the divorce smooth. But if I try to take him to the cleaners, drag it out, or cause any problems, he will tell everyone what I did and destroy me and my reputation. This happened yesterday, and he has already packed up almost everything. I can't stop crying, and I can't believe this is happening. This is horrible and unfair.
I don't think it's unfair. You're You're saying, like, how could you throw away or trust this woman that you met a month ago over your wife? But, like, you literally did the same thing. You're being so hypocritical.
I honestly feel like I could trust this total stranger more
Yeah.
because maybe I can trust a total stranger. I know I can't trust you.
Yeah, they haven't wronged me yet.
Exactly.
You have. Like, yeah, that's, I don't know. She got what she deserved.
Yep. You want to know more?
There's more.
Yeah.
Another update?
April 11th. This feels like a nightmare. I kept telling myself it's not real and I'm going to wake up. My husband moved out 2 weeks ago, but I've kept an eye on him and had some of my friends tell me his going-ons, and seemingly there was no other woman at all. I hoped he was just collecting his thoughts and that he would come back to me. But today he did it. He had me served. I don't want to believe he is done with me. I love him so much and I miss him every day, but I got served with divorce papers.
Wow. So wait, she doesn't think that there's another woman?
His friends, her friends seem to think that there's no woman.
Huh.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
Another update. May 5th.
That was last week.
My husband and I are getting divorced because of my infidelity. And I realized I could have tried to salvage our marriage if I did it differently after I confessed. Instead, my behavior just pushed him away further and resulted in us getting divorced. We have talked a couple of times since he moved out, and I just got served with divorce papers. He says that if I can keep this level of civility, we can keep talking and not have to go exclusively through our lawyers for communication, although we have to for the divorce. I apologize for everything I've done, and as much as I don't want a divorce, I will go along with anything he wants to demonstrate I do love him. And even after the divorce, my door will always be open for him. He said he actually believes me, and although he's not changing his mind about our divorce, he wishes me to find happiness. He wanted to leave me the house, but I don't want it due to the memories. So we agreed to sell it off. My lawyer tried to talk me into pursuing all kinds of stuff from my husband and to get more. But I just told him that I don't want that and I can find another lawyer if he wants to keep pursuing that path. I'm taking time off work for myself, and although I am not better, it helps to feel less sucky. I heard from the grapevine that my husband is indeed in a new relationship, and at this point, I just hope this woman is making him happy and helping him heal. As for myself, I just want to focus on my new life and rebuilding what I can.
Yep.
That's the last one.
Yeah.
I find it funny at the beginning of this update. Like, she sounds delusional. She's like, I realized I could have tried to salvage our relationship if I had done things differently after I confessed. Instead, my behavior pushed him away.
It doesn't sound like that.
Your original behavior pushed him away.
Yeah,
and
like you cheating.
Yeah, and everything you did after that, he could just see through it. And he didn't care.
Exactly. Yeah, because you lost his trust. So that's it. Like, I don't know, people who cheat, like, is it worth it? Like, we always hear, like, so many stories like this, like,
it never seems to be worth it.
Couple months or, like, even, like, a one-night stand or whatever, like, is it worth it? Like, no matter, like, how fun it is, like, I can imagine, but, like, you just threw, like, your whole life away.
Literally. Top comment, responding to her comment saying, "This is horrible and unfair." Comment seems pretty fair to me.
I agree. Yeah. Super fair.
Super fair.
Yeah. Yeah. Hurt people.
Yep.
As he should.
Good job to him.
Yes.
For sticking true to it.
Yeah.
Not caving. Good job.
All right, moving on.
Let's move on. Back to you.
All right. This one also comes from Best of Redditor Updates, but it was originally posted on Am I the Asshole? Trigger warning for pet death and verbal abuse.
Oh, God. I'm not ready for this.
It's not that bad.
Okay.
My 35 female... Sorry. Should I say the title?
A title would help.
Am I the asshole for walking out on my boyfriend when he's grieving? My 35 female boyfriend, 36 male, had to have his family dog put down. He is naturally devastated. I went around to his the day after, and we stayed in and had a few drinks. The next morning, I had got up before him. When he got up, he just went straight into the kitchen and was washing up, so I went in from where I was in the living room and he looked annoyed. I asked if he was all right and he said no. I asked what was wrong and he shouted at me, "What do you think is wrong? My dog just died. Just fuck off and leave me alone." So I did. I went and got dressed, and as I was walking out the door, he asked me where I was going. I told him home. When he asked why, I said, I get that his dog died, but he didn't need to tell me to fuck off when I was just asking what was wrong. He told me to go and then called me a twat. I've since sent him a message explaining that he didn't look like he was upset. He looked annoyed, so that's why I asked him what was wrong. He just said okay, no apology. I have spoken to a couple of my friends who both say that there was no need for him to speak to me like that, but they would have left too. But the way he reacted makes me think he's hurt that I left him whilst he was grieving.
Fuck this guy. Okay, yeah, you're grieving, but that doesn't mean that you gotta treat other people like shit, especially when they're just trying to do nothing but help you. What do you think was gonna happen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This dude's just an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I know, like, going through grief like that, it heightens your emotions. But I think it also just shows his true colors, too.
I was going to say more like shows his true colors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because, like, I would never say that to you.
Yeah,
like,
same.
No matter how upset or, like, sad I am about something, like, those words just never would come out of my mouth because, like, I respect you too much to obviously say that to you ever. So it doesn't sound like he respects her.
No. And when you tell someone to fuck off and leave you alone,
that's what they're going to do.
What do you think's going to happen?
Yeah.
They're just going to go back to the bedroom?
Yeah.
They're going to leave you alone. They're going to leave. They're going to go home. If that's especially when it's not their home.
Yeah.
She was just over at her boyfriend's house.
Yeah. So
I would say true colors coming out here.
Yeah. There's a mini update in the comments. OP's replying. Yes, but not the swearing and name calling. Your ex sounds very familiar to him, TBH. We said we're going to talk today. I don't know how this is going to go. I want to make my point, but also not disregard his feelings. I'm sure he thinks me asking what's wrong was a stupid question, and I get that, but I need him to see his reaction was way over the top. Then there's another update.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, like, yeah, okay, like, obviously you know what's wrong, but, like, she thought it was something else, so she just wanted to make sure, like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, yep. Update. In case anyone was interested, he refused to apologize and said I goaded him because I knew why he was pissed off. Because I didn't say in bed to give him a cuddle, and I didn't sexually satisfy him the night before.
Oh.
He can't keep hard when he's drank too much, and that's my fault. We've split up. I'm on Hinge, smiley face. Thank you to everyone for helping me see him for what he is.
Good. Fuck this guy. That's disgusting. You didn't sexually satisfy me? Like, what?
Ugh.
That gives me the ick.
Yep.
My skin is crawling.
Yep. Bye.
Ugh.
This guy's gross.
Who would ever say that? That's disgusting.
Yep. Top comment. Kind of funny that she was completely right. He was annoyed and not grieving. What a fucking putz. P-U-T-S. T-Z. Putz? Putz. What a fucking putz. Can't believe he was actually honest about being shitty because she didn't get him off. LOL. Yeah.
Red flag.
Yeah, why would he... Like, if that was the reason, why would you come clean about that? Like, that's embarrassing.
Because you're an idiot.
Yeah.
And an asshole.
Yep. But hurt people hurt people.
Oh my god, yeah.
All right, moving on.
Let's move on. This one is another one of Best of Redditor updates. All the best ones right now. I just found out my husband has $45,000 in secret credit card debt.
That's a lot.
You hiding any credit card debt over there?
Nope.
Let me see those bank statements.
You have my credit cards on your...
I have one. I don't have all your credit cards. What? You have credit cards I don't have access to? We have a shared card. One shared card for both of us. And then we both have credit cards that we don't, like, have.
Yes.
Okay. Sounds like Teresa's got hidden debt for me, guys. I need to watch out. Okay. This original post was from April 28th, 2024. Last week, I went to the grocery store to buy some stuff for dinner, and my card was rejected. It was like $4.50. So I had no idea why it'd be declined. I checked the balance and it was overdrafted by $800. I asked my husband, what the heck? And he said, oh, something must have been cleared early. I transferred $2,000 from our emergency fund savings and I went about my day. But then it really started gnawing at me. We make more than enough to be able to cover all of our payments. There should be no reason why we should be in the negative. So I started to go through all the transactions and noticed a bunch of payments to different credit card companies. At the very bottom of the statement, it had a snapshot of his credit report, and there were all these open accounts. They totaled $45,000. I was fucking livid at the point and confronted my husband with the statement and demanded to know what the fuck was going on. What was he hiding from me? He swore that it was nothing bad, just a lot of overspending. I told him I didn't believe him and I needed access to all of his stuff. All of it. Accounts, phone, tablet. When I went through all the credit card statements, it was a bunch of mundane shit. Restaurants, gifts, trips. But there's 2 loans for $10,000 each and they're just gone. Like he removed the cash and I don't know where it went. At this point, he's been lying to me for so long that I don't trust him for shit. I told him I was done. There was no coming back from this bullshit. I went to talk to a lawyer and kind of explain what was going on. I wanted to see how screwed I was. He said that he would have to itemize every purchase to decide what was us versus him. Otherwise, I'm on the hook for half of it. As for the houses, we would either have to sell them or split whatever debt/profit, or one buy the other out. I don't know what to do. I've been thinking about it for days. I haven't told anyone. I know my mom would definitely not be supportive. She would find a way to blame me. You should have helped him more. Men aren't good with money. I could almost hear it. The kids know something is up since my husband is sleeping on the couch all week. He keeps trying to explain, but I just don't believe the words he says. I just want to throw a toaster at his head. I want to calm down and make a rational decision, but that takes time and patience, and I'm not good at either. When I hear women say men are shit, I would think, no, I have a good guy. I feel so stupid for being so trusting. I don't pay attention for 5 minutes and he screws me over. I look at my son and I think, is he going to screw over some poor girl too? How do I stop it?
Oh, I like that last one. I always say men are shit, but I have a good one.
Yeah.
Men ain't shit out here, but Denver's good.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's really shitty, especially because, yeah, if you divorce him, you would be on the hook for
right, half
of those expenses. That's really shitty. Maybe you should do what the other woman did in that other story that we had a couple episodes ago, with just spending an equal amount until you divorce him.
Rack up an equal amount of debt, put it out on the credit cards, and just take cash, put in a safety deposit.
Yeah, you could do that. Or spend it on stuff. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to spend it on?
I don't know. Trip. I don't know.
I like the safety deposit box.
Yeah, that's smarter. Yeah, that's a good way to hurt him back.
I thought this one was an interesting one because, like, what would you do if you found out I had $45,000 of credit card
Why
debt?
are you saying it like that?
You want to see my statement? You want to see my credit card statement?
Is this a confession?
No. Like, I don't know if I'd leave you. It's just money. But I feel like it's like the trust part
It's also lying. Yeah,
it's the trust part too.
But wait, did they reveal where that 10 grand?
20, two 10K.
Yeah,
two 10K
where did that
loans.
go?
No explanation for it.
That's...
He said he was like money, cash spending on vacations, I think they said, or something. Or maybe it's coming up. I don't know. One of the relevant comments says, my husband did this to me. He stopped paying the mortgage for 1 year and he owed the IRS $60,000 because he didn't pay. Oh. He took care of the finances and I trusted I had married an adult who wouldn't do that or would communicate with me if there was a problem. I was wrong. What I learned is that whatever the reason, 3 years later and thousands of lawyers, I still don't know where that money went. He chose to lie. He knew we were going to end up homeless, and he kept doing it until I found out. He now wants me to pay for half of that debt. A man that lies of things like that is not only being abusive, he already doesn't care about you, and he is already causing you damage. He won't care about losing more and probably will do it just to not face consequences. Document everything, get a lawyer, leave now, and sue for fraud against the marriage estate. This won't get better. OP replies and says, I feel so guilty and dumb for trusting him fully. I'm a nurse, and during COVID, I was working crazy hours and was burnt out and exhausted all the time. So I let him take over all the finances, thinking I too had married an adult. And if something was wrong, he would tell me. I'll admit, I got comfortable. Now that things have slowed down, I'm back to working locally and only 36 hours a week. I've started paying more attention, and then I find this. Thank you. I really need to hear this.
See, that's what I mean. Like, people will fully trust their partners and then like would never expect this to happen to them in a million years, but like then it does.
Yeah, I agree with that. And like I feel like finances should be like a team sport.
100%. Like
we,
but I would also trust you.
I know
that you wouldn't fuck me like that.
I would trust you too. That's a difficult.
See, but that's the thing. Like going back to the first story, like the cheating thing, right?
Yeah.
That was the first story. Like you would never expect it.
Yeah.
Like nobody expects it. Everyone thinks like, yeah, I have a good man. Like you just never would expect it. So you would, I don't know. Like,
all right. Back to it. There's another update. May 4th. Edit. I don't know if anyone wants an update, but here it goes. 1. He has agreed to sign a post-nup. It will be more legally agreeable for me at this point. 2. He has agreed to take responsibility for the entire amount of debt. I don't really care what was on it. It's not just about the money, it's the constant lying. He still won't/can't be totally clear with where it went. Number 3. We went to our first marriage counseling session last week. It went okay, I guess. I really don't see how you unring this bell. Right now, all I want to do is leave, but that's not the legally smart thing to do. I quickly found out how easy it is to be looked at like you're the crazy one when the other person is really good at lying. It's really hard to keep calm when all you want to do is explode. Number 4, I'm going to get my ducks in a row and then file for a divorce. My oldest kids will be in college next year and our youngest is 16. I still think I'll look more like the bad guy. Number 5, I am doing okay. I keep cycling through feeling angry, sad, stupid, and heartbroken. 20 years of marriage. Dead.
Damn. That's rough.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
I'm glad she's gonna leave though.
Yeah, that's
because
rough.
the trust is lost. It's not only about money. Like, yes, you can make more money, but like it's not about that. It's like the lying, like she said.
Yeah, exactly. It's the lying, it's the trust.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, honey, I can't afford this.
Yeah.
You want to go on this trip? I know this is my half, but like I don't have the money.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to just rack up credit card debt, or can we talk about the finances?
Right. Yeah. It's a partnership.
Like, babe, I wanna go to Morocco right now. Are you ready to drop 10K?
No.
Okay, I'm glad we have this conversation. Maybe I'm not gonna do that trip. What's happening is she's like, I want to go here, and he's like, okay, and then he goes and takes out a 10K loan.
Yeah. Sounds like a pathological people pleaser.
Or pathological liar.
It's a Taylor Swift reference.
Taylor Swift. Okay.
All right.
That is all we've got. That is everything for Hurt People. This has been an amazing ThreadTalk podcast episode. I hope you guys enjoyed episode 26. Did you guys know that you can get early access to our episodes if you wanted? If you want, you can go over to YouTube, join our membership program for 99 cents per month, and you will have early access to every episode.
I'm going to add to that.
Yeah.
Because we've been saying 99 cents per month, but you also get it free if you're a YouTube Premium member.
True. If you already have YouTube Premium, it's free for the first month.
Oh, okay. I don't know. It was just the first month.
Oh, that's forever?
Yeah.
No, just the first month.
Okay, well, I mean, if you guys want to join for YouTube Premium, you can join for a month.
Still plus.
Yeah. That was a good episode. That wasn't as rage-inducing as I thought it was going to be.
No, it was pretty good. There's a nice balance there. It was
Yeah.
pretty good. I feel good. I'm in a good mood. I'm not all riled up like some of my older episodes. So
Yeah.
I feel like our fans will be happy. There's a lot of new fans coming from Spotify. So we thank you guys so much. If you guys made it to the end of the episode, what do they need to do, Teresa?
Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you. And if you made it all the way through and you enjoyed this episode and you want to listen to more, we have 25 more episodes that you can catch up on. But also, if you enjoyed listening to us, if you can please give us a rating and review. And if you're listening on YouTube, please like and comment and subscribe. We appreciate everything. And we thank you all for your support. This has been an amazing journey so far.
Yes. Everybody giving out those 5-star reviews on Spotify. We appreciate and we love it and we love you and thank you.
Yes. Thank you all so much. Hope you guys had fun. This has been ThreadTalk episode 26.
Thank you guys so much and we'll see you next week.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.